Okay. Hey, folks. This is Kiri. What you don't know is this is my third time casting the video because I switched from my shitty laptop cam to actually using my somewhat decent, a regular handheld cam. It's a Nikon. It's not a DSLR. It's what's called a bridge camera. So it's a little bit nicer than just a regular point and shoot. I'm hoping this will make the quality look a little bit better. But it's my third time getting it because I keep forgetting to zoom out. So there's a couple videos out there on my camera of just me talking and the close-up of my mouth. Which if that's what you guys want to see, let me know because I will make one for ya. Not really. I probably won't. Don't do that. I just wanted to give an update on how my Dota 2 adventure is going thus far. The last couple weeks since my first vlog, I've been casting a lot of games. A couple of pub games that my boyfriend and his friends have played. And one of their tournament games. I've also streamed one of the games that I played with them as an alchemist, in which we faced a really grumpy lion pub player. He was real mad at us. And just yesterday, actually, Mono, my boyfriend, and my friend Ward, they casted one of my pub games, my second pub game. Unfortunately, my first pub game, he did cast, but he forgot to record it to Twitch, so it is lost in the ether. Which is unfortunate because that one was a gold mine. We had this, I can't remember what he was playing, but he got really pissed off at a faceless void on our team. And he just kept raging. And the faceless void, asked all his teammates, he's like, please report this guy. And I was like, yeah, fuck abuse. I'll report him. And then the guy who was raging was like, you can't report me. I have compendium. And that was a third of the way into the game, and he just kept saying that he could get away with all this stuff because he had compendium. The guy must have been like 13. There's no way he was an adult. Please, don't make that person an adult. By the end of the game, we told the other team to report him because he was just being a total dick throughout the whole entire game. And in all caps, all he said was, compendium! And it was pretty bad. That was my recap of the fight. Unfortunately, you can't see it because it's gone. But that was, we lost that game. We lost the game pretty bad. It was a very core, good example of how silly pub games can be. But my second pub game did get recorded, and you can find that pretty soon in the next couple days. It's on my boyfriend's channel right now. I just gotta put it on mine. What I've been learning the last couple weeks. I've also been reading a lot of articles, mostly Purge articles. I've been reading his article, Welcome to Dota 2, You Suck. But the thing is a fucking novel. It's big, it's bigger than articles I had to read when I was going to college, for science classes. It's intense. I seriously almost started taking notes and making flashcards. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should start making flashcards about the game and just post me learning from them. I don't know. But I've also been watching his builds and just other Dota 2 cinema. I've been looking at their builds for Lich. I've mostly just played Lich the last couple weeks. I did have one game where I played Alchemist. It was my first time playing Alchemist. And that was fun. No! I didn't play Alchemist. What am I saying? Oh my god, that's so bad. I didn't play Alchemist. I played... I can't even remember his name. Two-headed guy. They're really funny. One of them's dumb and the other one's a little bit smarter, and they carry around a mallet and they hit people. I can't remember his name. I'm not gonna stop recording and then look up his name and start recording again. I've already been through this 3 times. This is an example of how much I don't know the game. Two-headed guy carries around a mallet. He's blue. He's great. One thing I remember and I loved about the International last year is someone cosplayed as that character, or two people cosplayed as that character, and it looked really freaking awesome. But yeah, anyways, I've been playing Lich games, and I feel like I've been learning a lot. Biggest thing that I've been learning just as far as support roles go is how to be a better warder. Because how it used to be is all I knew, like, what to do with wards was just to place them at the rune spots. But that's only, like, really helpful for early game. I mean, it still is helpful to have wards, you know, at the river late game, because a lot of ganks and stuff happen there. But, you know, it's important to place wards other places as you lose, you know, tower vision, and if you have heroes that are, like, really dependent on jungling and all that. And I wouldn't know where to place them, but I'm getting better now. You know, basically the gist of what I've been getting is, like, you really want to place wards at the jungle entrances, but you also got to make sure that you place them in places in the jungle where they're not going to get blocked by trees, because you can put it in a really shitty spot. You also, I didn't know this before, but you can place wards aggressively, you know, in your enemy team's jungle to prevent camps from spawning. I didn't know that happened. You can also do that to yourself, but I think I haven't been doing that. I hope not. So yeah, I've been learning a lot about warding. Purge's guide, you know, Welcome to Dota 2, You Suck. His whole thing about warding was super helpful. The other thing I've just learned a lot, and his article really kind of helped me come to this understanding, which is the most important thing about the game is making sure that your team has a gold and XP advantage. I guess the way I looked at it before, like, I knew having a gold and XP advantage was important, but I didn't really think that it was the game. You know, if you lose your advantage in gold and XP, like, you basically lose the game. You can turn it around if you have a couple of key fights, but, like, those fights are to turn around that advantage. Before, I just thought it was, you know, just how tactful you were and like, what order you casted your spells in, and that's important, but it's important because it helps you gain golden XP advantage. Trying to think of what else. I feel like I've been getting better at laning with Lich, you know, and harassing my enemy teammates and making sure that our lane stays close to the tower, you know, early game, and stays close to their tower late game. It's been great. It's really easy to learn about that kind of stuff with Lich, just because of his sacrifice ability and, you know, his nuke ability. Nuke. Look at me using all these terms. His nuke ability makes it easier. I'm still not the best, and you can probably see that in my pub games. Like, there's a lot of opportunities that I miss. What I need to work on more, mid-game strategy. Once I get my ult and we're all out of the laning phase, I feel like I'm running around like with a chicken with my head cut off. And you can see this a lot in the game that Mono casted, my second pub game. I'm absent for the first, like, pretty key fights, and I don't think, like, that was the main reason why we lost, but it would have certainly helped if I would have been there for those fights. You know, we lost that game, and we lost our advantage in the mid-game, and I had no idea what was going on mid-game. I was just, like, floating all over the map, doing things that weren't really that helpful to the team. For him, you know, I'm just realizing mid-game you gotta be with your teammates, unless you're going for a split push. But, you know, all the games I'm playing are pub games, and no one has strategies like that. No one's like, let's go for a split push. You know, there's no one. It's really difficult with pub games because there's no single voice. The person who is a single voice is usually an asshole who's just, yeah, trying to force his will upon you, and he's not even giving you any strat ideas. He's just telling you that you're a fucking retard and stuff like that, which is okay. That's why you report them. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'd like to work on. The fights are getting a little less explosion-y. A little less. It's like learning a new language. When you're learning a new language and you're listening to a really big long speech and you have no idea what is being said each sentence, but you're picking up on the verbs and you can tell them what the subject is about and maybe a little bit about what the speaker feels about the subject, maybe not. Yeah, that's what the fights are getting there. I'm picking up on the verbs and the heroes that I know and the spells that I know, I can see those in the fight, and the ones that I don't see that. I feel like the Lich games that I played, I'm getting a little bit better about roaming away from the item builds that they have on Dota, the suggested item builds. I kind of know a little bit more items that I can pick up that aren't on the item builds that are helpful to the team. Not a pro at it or anything. I'm just getting a little bit more confident moving away from that, which before these last couple weeks I've never done. I've always just stuck with the item builds that they suggested, which isn't always the best idea because, you're never going to go against the same set of enemies. Yeah, so it could be better about that. A fun thing that could happen, but it probably, I don't know. So I'm kind of a newbie to cosplaying. My first cosplay I did this Halloween. I'm still actually finishing up on, but it's Kira from Deep Space Nine. And I had a lot of fun with that. And I've kind of fallen in love with Lich the last couple weeks since I've been playing him. He's got all these funny little sayings. Basically everything that Pyrian Flax has said about why he loves Lich, I agree with him. He's this quirky little guy. He's also just really easy to play, and he's really helpful for learning the game. Like I said, I feel like I'm getting a lot better at laning, and it's because Lich makes it easy. And I just like him, And I was thinking about if there's anyone I want to cosplay. At first I was looking at the female characters, and they're all just a bunch of boobs. So, I like Wind Ranger, but I like Lich more. So I think I want to do a Lich cosplay. It might not happen because it could be pretty expensive. I don't know. I'm still working out the cost. But I think it'd be really exciting. A little background on me. I am a newbie to cosplay, but I have a degree in theater. In the last couple of years of my degree, I took a bunch of costuming classes, and I actually worked in the costume shop at the university. And so I'm good at sewing, and I know how to pattern, and I'm good at sewing. Sewing is like Dota 2. You can be a fucking expert at sewing and just sew something out of nothing. I'm novice level sewer person. Anyways, so I've got some skills there. I feel like his actual costume part, the little skirt thing that he wears, will be easy. What's fun and what I like about him is he's got a bunch of other stuff to his costume, stuff that I've never done stuff that I've never done before, like his collar, I'd have to fabricate that, probably out of foam. He's got chains connected to the collar. I'll probably just buy some costume chains. You can get those for Halloween, and I'll just mod them so they can hook up to the collar thing. The biggest challenge I think is going to be his weird noodle arms. I don't understand where the noodle arms have come from. I guess I was looking at the original concept of him, and the original concept design, those weren't noodle arms, they were ice shards, which makes sense. He's an ice magician king thing. But I don't know how that got transformed into weird noodly arms. It doesn't make any sense with his lore either, because I read that. It didn't make sense. What's also fun is he would require body makeup, and I would probably have to learn how to airbrush, because on the day of I'll be taking this cosplay to the international if I do, and there's no way I'm just going to hand paint my whole entire body blue. But yeah, I'm really hoping it works. If it's not too expensive, then I'll do them. And there's not a lot of Lich cosplay out there. I only found one when I was looking up online, and it wasn't that great. I mean, it was pretty. I don't know. You can probably find it if you look it up. So maybe I'll be the first person to cosplay as Lich, and it'll be posted on Google Image Search, and everyone will have a good, happy, fun time looking at it. Probably not, but who knows. Yeah, I think that's all I have. Thanks for tuning in.